Addiction is a subject that we have talked a million times about on the show, and we'll continue to talk about because we're both in recovery. So, a famous person who recently passed away as a direct result of substance abuse was Anne Heche. On August 5th, she was involved in a major crash where she collided with a house. Yes, you heard me right, a house. Okay, she didn't collide with another car. She collided with a house, okay, in Los Angeles, causing a major fire. And it was they messed up the house. The house is a total, she messed up the house. It's a total loss now. So she was burned and fell into a coma before being taken off of life support on August 14th. Toxicology reports from after the crash showed cocaine and fentanyl in her system. Anne Heche was one of the first people to come out in a same-sex relationship who was femme, and her and Ellen made history with their relationship back in 1997. Celebrities like Ellen, Antonio Banderas, and Loni Love, have all been posting their memories and condolences in the wake of her death. Wow, what are we all talking about? What do you think?
Well, it kind of just goes to show like the dialectical nature of life. This is somebody who had a lot of very important things that she did for our community.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, she really struggled with some pretty devastating issues, which ultimately led to her death.
Yeah.
So, is it a horrible thing to happen? Yes. Is it horrible that she passed away? Yes. Is it horrible that a family's home was destroyed as a result of her use or relapse, or what? I don't know the circumstances around like what actually happened. Was she clean for a while and then she fell off, or I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very sad. But also for our community, she helped provide some very important visibility in a time that it wasn't really available for
You're
us.
absolutely right. Yeah, because that's what, 1997 or something like that. It was like, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And nobody saw a femme lesbian couple. When you thought of a lesbian, you didn't think of anybody that looked a little girly. And Anne Heche looked a little girly, and she was pretty and she was cute and she was petite, and she had a rough life. She's got a book. She wrote a book, and I remember in the book she was molested by her father, and she had just a very, very, very tough upbringing. She dated Steve Martin, who is like a million years older than her at the time, because she was just looking for that father figure kind of deal.
Yeah.
And never actually said that she was gay, like even till, a couple of years ago. She just, she dated Ellen, and during that time, she gave our community that light, like you said. And people still remember her from that, even when all this happened,
I knew her more for that than I did for any of her roles.
Yeah.
Which I guess that's like shady to say, but
no, but honey, it's true. Why would it be shady? Like, I don't, I can't even remember. Side voice, who was she on? What was Anne Heche on? I'll find out in a second.
Side voice said same.
I don't remember her being relevant the last decade or so.
Movie Volcano. She was in Nip Tuck, Everwood.
Okay, so do you guys know any of those movies?
I mean, I watched
Volcano, Nip Tuck.
I remember Volcano.
Mm-hmm.
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
I Know What You Did Last Summer. Okay, so she wasn't really doing too much. Like back in the day when she was with Ellen, she was, her notoriety was up there. Like you knew who she was. And then she got with Ellen, and then she got more popular as well. Now again, this is at the beginning of the 2000s when they broke up. They were only together for like 2 or 3 years. So here we are, 2022. Okay, and she battles her addiction and her demons for 22 more years.
Yeah, it's sad. And it's sad to see somebody go that way. But it happens often, and it's something to be acknowledged. People try to sweep things under the rug when it's like drug-related deaths, or like kind of gloss over it by not mentioning, this is related to drug use, alcohol use, addiction. And that's not doing anybody any kind of a service by glossing things over. It's important to talk about these things. It's important to bring them up and discuss them and everything, because it's a part of the person's truth, first of all.
Yeah.
And also,
it helps
it helps other people. burying things, like brushing them under the
Yeah.
rug, a la
Yeah.
like 1950, is just like not the way anything gets better anymore.
Yeah, no, it's completely true. And, you know, the family had her on life support because they wanted to get those organs to people who needed them. So kudos for them for that.
Yeah.
But they released, I can't remember exactly what they said, but they released the reason for death was something to do with her brain or something like that, you know, from the accident, you know. The real reason for her death was alcoholism and addiction. That really is the reason, you know. It's sad to say, but like you said, if they were to make a statement that way, it would help so many people. And unfortunately, only we know. only for those who know, you know.
Well, hopefully, you know, maybe things are moving more so in that direction, because we were talking about something else along these lines a couple months ago, weren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Where somebody passed away and they made it very public that this was a result of addiction. Didn't we talk about that?
Probably.
I don't know if we talked about it like in front of the camera or just like us talking about it, but it's important to acknowledge that. And I think that's becoming more of a regular thing, because it can be sort of like a cautionary tale to people.
Yeah. And it could help others. So Anne Heche's family, stop trying to put that under the rug, all right? She died because she was an alcoholic addict just like us. Basically, that sucks. So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the Faye What Show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ+ media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the Faye What Show. Get the week started with me.